Jason, good morning. Well, earlier this morning we spoke to the people who were involved in rescue efforts in parts of Durban. In one house where 4 people died. They had to abandon their efforts last night due to poor visibility, and they were hoping to continue today, though it is still raining.
That's right, Dan. In fact, emergency services workers really had their work cut out for them during the course of the night, responding from one incident to the next across Durban. Now, that house that you mentioned in Malvern is exactly where we are at the moment. And I just want to give you a sense of what Ellen Road looks like at the moment. You'll see that water has completely flooded the road. You'll see some of the debris that's come down from the house that's above road level. And this is really the state of most of the roads leading into this area, and mostly in the south of Durban at the moment. And that's where there have been reports of roads being completely flooded, with motorists being stranded. So there's an urgent warning that's being put out by authorities at this point that no one should be driving unless it's absolutely necessary. With me here, Dan, I have one of the neighbors, and his name is Jonty Nell. Jonty, you were here yesterday, last night. You said it around 10 o'clock or so, when this house collapsed, and you were with these rescue workers that were here. Just take me through what was happening at that time.
Yeah, so last night, just before 10, we basically heard people shouting and screaming. And then when I looked outside the window, all the fence and everything was flattened. So as we ran up, we saw people that were stuck in the rubble and the debris, and we started assisting, trying to free the people there. And we managed to get one lady out. She was stuck, her leg got stuck, but we managed to get her out, and then the rescue team showed up, and then they carried on scene.
Now, Jonty, while we continue our conversation, I just want to ask my colleague Francois to show the viewers some of the visuals that we are seeing here. Now, I think the immediate concern for rescue workers when they return to the site in the morning is going to be to try to find those that are missing. You said that this was a family of 9, I believe?
That's correct, yeah. 9 people in total got stuck underneath this rubble. And there are only 3 still missing, and they managed to get 6 people out.
I understand that there were also children that were among the dead.
Yeah, we've been led to believe that there's still 2 kids trapped underneath the rubble as we speak, and 1 adult.
What? As you can see here, Dan, I think this appears to be a relative. We're just going to allow her space to walk past as I take you closer to the house. Very tragic scenes here indeed. And this is what is left of this house. And Jonty, this must have been an extremely difficult task, just judging by what we're seeing at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, when we rushed and started trying to remove some of these heavy concrete slabs, we were like 10 people, and we could hardly get stuff moved. They were just pinned down of the brutal force and all the mud, so it was extremely difficult for us to get anything done. But the rescue team did an amazing job when they started, and they freed the people very, very quickly.
Well, thank you very much. Dan, this is all that remains of this house, and sadly this is one of 2 such incidents that rescue workers were quite busy with during the course of the night. The other one was in Overport, and there as well, sadly, there was a young man that passed away. His mother, a lady who's believed to be his mother, was freed. She's in her 70s or so. But, you know, as you look, Francois, if you could just think this way. If you just look at how this water is flowing, it should give you a sense of how it rushed into this house and brought it to the ground, and leaving only this rubble behind.
Now, listen, in that house, from what I heard now, when you were speaking to the neighbor there, Mr. Nell, in that house, there are still people who are presumed this morning to be missing.
Exactly, Dan. There are 3 people that are unaccounted for, and at this point they believe that it is children, and that's just based on how many people lived in the house and how many people had passed away, which is 4, and also the other 2 that were injured in that process. So emergency services workers are expected to come back here this morning. As I said, they are quite stretched. Resources are are running quite thin on the ground as they move from one incident to the next. But they will be back here and they will try to move what's left of this house to see if those other 3 children are still here. The other challenge that they're facing at the moment is that traffic is backlogged on almost all of the main roads leading into these areas in the south of Durban. And the warning at the moment is for anyone to stay off the roads as far as possible. I also spoke to Kota in KZN a little while ago, and the spokesperson from there, Lennox Mabaso, says that he is meeting with disaster management officials to get an updated number on the people that have been affected as well as those that have passed away as a result of these overnight floods.
Okay, just as we conclude, Justin, for accuracy's sake, you are in Malvern. 9 people are known to have lived in that house where you are. 4 have been declared dead last night. 2 were injured and are in hospital, but there's still 3 missing, and those who are unaccounted for are said to be children.
That's right, Dan, and that's according to the reports of the neighbors as well as the owner of this house that I spoke to a little while ago. He's quite distraught. He didn't want to go on camera and speak to us, as you can imagine, but he also did confirm that it was a family of 9 that did live here.
Justin, thank you very much. Justin Tata on the ground in Malvern at the house that was badly affected by the rains last night. 4 people died in this house. 3 believed to be children are still missing. 2 others are in hospital. We're still waiting to see when rescuers will get to that place.